Are you tired of looking at other people and thinking, oh, why are they so confident and I'm not? Well, today I'm going to look at how you can use inspiration for confidence for you from others. And if you stay until the very end, I have a final bonus point for you then as well. Before we dive in, I want to mention that if you're a man or know a man who could really benefit from men's mental health and or men's growth, then check out my brand new podcast linked in the show notes below, specifically dedicated to that. I've been there so many times, so I totally get it. If you're like, wow, that person's so confident, how do they do it? Even people sometimes look at me and say, wow, you're so confident in podcasting. And that's because I do it over and over again. And I develop my beliefs. It took a lot of time and effort to develop that. And the good news is I share tips with you that can make you shortcut that significantly. But I've looked at so many different things in my life and just been looked at someone and gone like, oh, they're so confident, I can never be that. Can think of it in like the workplace. It's like, wow, that director or that manager's so confident, I can never be that kind of person. Like, oh, that guy is so confident with the women, I could never be like that. Or, oh, that person's earning so much money and just gets so good in business, I can never be that, right? And that kind of talk doesn't help. It's like it creates that whole like victim stuck mentality, and it's like saying we're not empowered to take control of our own lives, where I believe we genuinely are. And this is a great quote one of my mentors taught me: self to self for progress, self to others for possibility. Not self to others for progress, self to self for progress. So you look at how far you've come and you're looking at others and seeing what's possible. We're going to go into some specific points around this. But be honest with yourself. Is it helping you by looking at other people and saying, oh, I'm never going to be that confident because you're anything like me? It didn't help me a bit. So that's why I wanted to create this episode, because I see so many people like looking at others and thinking, oh, they're confident and I'm not, right? Blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't do you any favors. I want you to feel that confidence that's inside of you. So the first point I want to share is look at someone who is maybe very confident and look at their story. Because if they've got a biography, great. If you know them, maybe have a conversation or learn a little bit more about them. Because the chances are they've got quite a backstory where they've had to overcome a lot of things. And when I've started looking at people and really understanding them and being like, wow, they went through a real hardship. Oh, they really were against it. Oh, they're in a real dark place. That starts filling me with like a lot of hope and, you know, inspiration. Hope's not my favorite word, actually. Inspiration, because I think, wow, that person's do it. That gives me potential to do it again. Because often, like, unfortunately, we live in a world, guys, and it's like, oh, Instagram, that person's doing amazing. They're earning like millions and millions, or they got this flash new apartment, or got the most beautiful girlfriend, or whatever they've got. And we don't know their stories, and sometimes people don't even share like the challenges they've got in the background. So when you can see someone's story, it actually, for me, makes me feel like, oh, there's a lot more inspiration that I can take here and work through my own challenges. The second thing is start hanging out with people who inspire you, that like you're like, wow, that person's doing really good. Not people who put you down or make you feel bad, right? Because that's going to really allow you to drive forward. Because as humans, we're not islands, we're not on our own, right? We need each other. So find people who inspire you and hang out with them. And the third one, I just want to emphasize what I said in terms of my quote. Look at your own self for your progress, how far you've come, how far you've moved in the world, because that's going to give you inspiration as well. Look at all the things you've overcome that you never thought you did. I'm not saying this is where you're going to get to. There's so much more growth for you, especially if you're listening. I can tell you're a person, you're a man, you're a person who has really dedicated themselves to growth because you want to be here, right? But look at what you've overcome, right? And because that's going to give you a lot of encouragement as well. I've got an extra point for you. Just before I go on to that though, to round off, I want to mention that if you want a specific episode on men's mental health, or a podcast on men's mental health and growth, you can find it linked in my show notes below. So my extra point I want to share with you is podcasting and listening to things. Listening to podcasts or getting things in your head, that can really inspire you, because the more positive information you take in, the more it's going to go through you and make you act accordingly. So that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives by being the best you. And remember, you're in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.